I'm Andrew, and I'm an addict. Not a drug addict or anything like that. It's not even recognized as addiction currently, but I think that'll change. I'm addicted like you, like everyone. Maybe for you, it's Instagram, Twitter, or worst of all, it could be TikTok. For me, it's YouTube. Now, YouTube might, I will argue, be one of the better ones, but it's still a major, major, major problem. I'll spend half my waking hours on it, often on my phone, but my laptop too. Here's the thing. I wasn't always like this. In 2013, when I was in Dublin with my brother and my friend, we were sitting in a cafe and they're on their phones and mine's in my pocket. And I'm looking at them and they're complaining about the fact that they're addicted, that they can't stop looking at their phones. And I would look at this going, what is wrong with these guys? I just didn't understand. If only I had recognized how lucky I was to not have fallen into the trap yet. But no, I didn't. And so years later, I'm addicted too, just like them. What happens is it just creeps up on you. You don't even notice it's happening. And then it's like, oh no, what am I going to do now? Nobody decides to be like this. Nobody chooses to be an addict. And sadly, I think it's actually damaged my brain. This is not an exaggeration. I actually believe that I am not the way I was. I can't concentrate. That's the biggest thing. If I'm trying to read, let's say, a book, good luck. I mean, if I manage to get into it, if it's actually interesting, captivating, once I'm in, then it's like, okay, I want to know what's happening next. But until I reach that point, it's a struggle. I'll keep losing focus. Actually, a weird thing is what happens is I'll forget what I'm listening to, then I'll go back because it's on audiobook, right? I don't even read it anymore. It's all audio. I go back and then I listen to the bit that I forgot, right? Or that whole section. But bits of that section I will have remembered, of course. And they're the bits that I remember again. I notice those bits, and the bits that I'd forgotten, gone. So then I have to go back and read that and listen to the whole thing again. It's ridiculous. So incredibly frustrating. That's books. What about YouTube itself? Much more interesting, right? That's where I spend all my time. But even YouTube videos, because I watch like productive stuff, quote unquote. It feels like it's productive, right? And sometimes it is, in fairness. I'll watch business or how to do YouTube videos, for example. But that's not as captivating as like a good story, some scandal. So that requires a little bit of attention. And my mind wanders. I'll scroll down to read the comments. I'll look at the related list on the sidebar. I'll open a new tab and start another video. I mean, it's terrible. Where's my ability just to pay attention? It's gone. It's been destroyed and worn down over years of this. This is not an overnight thing. It's years and years and years of this addiction, losing my attention. It's a habit that has been built over a long time. So that means it's going to be hard to fix this. It wasn't easy to get addicted. I tried to work hard at that part. So it's going to be hard to lose it again. But it can be done. I'm sure it can be done. I mean, I've done these detoxes, right? I think accidentally once I just stopped. It's not accidental. I intentionally did this, but it wasn't for the dopamine detox. I just decided, that's it. I've had enough. And I just focused entirely on massive productivity for a month straight. So no phones, no entertainment whatsoever. And then at the end of the month, when I allowed myself to do it again, God, it was just so enjoyable. I felt like I'd taken a drug. That's what it felt like for that one day. And then, of course, the next day, I'm actually back to being a phone addict again. So what was the lesson there? The lesson was that it can be done. It's just, obviously, that there needs to be a more systematic approach to this whole thing. Willpower, as you can see by my 30-day challenge there, it's good, but it's not enough at all. You have to change the environment. Do you know what a willpower is like? Willpower is like, you want to quit drinking, but you leave the fridge full of beer. Okay, so willpower is good, but why would you do that? Why would you make it extra hard? And I think that's what we're doing. We're making it extra hard on ourselves. But what we want to do is eliminate or just make things as easy as possible. That's really what it is. What can we do to make this challenge as easy as possible? And then willpower will carry us over the line. I don't want to quit completely, right? I could do like my 30-day challenge, for example, or even worse. Right? What I've done is I've done Vipassana retreats, which is basically I go for 10 days to a meditation place. You can't use a phone. You can't use anything. You can't even look at someone else in the eyes, right? So it's like solitary confinement, basically, but with people around. And it sounds really horrible. I'll talk about it another day. It's not. But you can't live like that, right? We live in the real world, and there's so much benefit to be got. Like for YouTube, my one that I really like, there's so much value there. I've learned so much from watching YouTube. It would be terrible to just, oh no, I can't use YouTube anymore. I'd be missing out on a lot. So we gotta basically figure out how to manage the system and not let it control us. That's really what it is. It's us against the system. It's us against these guys in Silicon Valley that made the thing, really. You know, if you want to point a finger at people. So yeah, I'm not going to destroy the library. I'm going to keep the library and I'm going to get rid of the librarian. That's the analogy. And I'm going to do it all here on YouTube, ironically. Doing it live. You guys can follow along. That's the idea. It's going to have an effect, which is going to kind of poison the experiment a little bit, which is I'm going to be more motivated because I'm recording this for YouTube. However, I believe that effect is going to wear off because I'm just going to get used to that. And so really what's going to have to be driving the whole thing is the tricks and techniques that I'm going to employ to make this happen, to get me off my addiction. Now, what works for me isn't necessarily what's going to work for you. I'm a firm believer in everyone being individuals, everyone being different. So what I would recommend is, let's say some particular method works for me and you're like, oh, I'm going to try that one. No, you should try all of them. Throw the kitchen sink at this problem. It's a real nasty, nasty problem. Everyone no, I can't say everyone I know. I know some people who are just like demons and they're just work all the time and they stay away from their phones. Well done, guys. But most of us, this is a major issue. So yeah, follow along. This is going to be a proper journey. I'm going to record the whole thing. I'm going to try and have some fun with it. And I'm excited anyway. Let's see what happens.